Hello, good afternoon. Get my mic ready. Look at Mr. Brady. He looks as excited and as enthusiastic as a chicken looking at Bernard Matthews ready for Christmas Eve.
It's actually turkey and Bernard Matthews. He doesn't eat chicken.
I have chicken Christmas Eve, Christmas.
Bernard Matthews doesn't.
I don't care what Bernard Matthews does. That fella fucking scared me for years as a kid. Do you ever see that program years ago that did what was your name years ago, Philip? That fella who used to go after the bad guys. What was his name? The Cook Report. Do you remember him?
Yeah.
He went after Bernard Matthews once. With the way he treated his chickens.
Right. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that was a good program. Yeah.
Anyway, good afternoon. Welcome to Thfc Till I Die, the home of Tottenham past, present, and a very exciting future. Of course, with myself, Dermot, a.k.a. Dermatron, and my name next to me, Mr. Philip Brady, a.k.a. Tom Jones.
Be careful what you say here next.
Well, I was going to call you a.k.a. SLEF Blatter of the new FIFA world, but I thought
no.
No.
You better not.
So, do you want to be Michelle Platini? You want to be?
No, I don't want to be anybody. I don't want to be anything to do with UEFA or FIFA.
Okay, okay, but just keep calling you Tom Jones then, Tommy.
Oh,
Tommy Jonesy of Leitrim.
Thfc.
Anyway, how are you today, Philip? Are you all right, sir?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm having one of them days, you know.
Are you looking forward to Ireland playing this weekend? We're so up for it.
Oh, I can't sleep. I'm so excited.
I know. I mean, we're not even going to the New Zealand game. That's how excited we are.
Yeah, I know. It's oh well. Listen.
And we can still qualify, but more into that. But look, Philip, just to very quickly go on from what we're saying tonight. Now, tonight at 9 o'clock, we're starting a new podcast called The Roundtable Debate, where we've got me and you, Ash from Southview's Coys, and Mia from Spurs Between the Lines. Give your head a wobble if you're subscribed to that channel as well, if you can. She is also known as the Jaffa King Don. And Wayne and Mia know what I'm on about when I call her Jaffa King. She's the Pablo Escobar of Jaffa Cakes. So there you go. And also Ash from and Colin as well from Full Time Sports Network, Philip. And look, it got me started. I want to start it quickly now about what we were talking about yesterday, about the way FIFA, UEFA, player welfare, and the expansion of all these major tournaments. And you made a comment to me today when we were speaking about football eating itself alive. Why have you come to that comment that football is eating itself alive, Philip? What makes you say that? Because that's how I titled the show. But what made you realize, thinking, do you know what? Football is actually, is it diseased? Do you think football's got a disease that it can't get rid of?
Yeah, it's called moneyitis. Because that's what it's all about. You expand the World Cup, you have more, the gate receipts go up 2 or 3 times. The TV rights probably in the same percentage. We've got fat cats advertising, all the likes of the Nikes and Pumas and Adidas will be jumping on the bandwagon, paying big bucks so players wear their kit. It's just money. And the last thing that's been thought of is the poor bloody players who have to play 3 times the number of matches. So, yeah, in a way, it is eating itself. It's pure greed. What about the
fans? Should the fans also be in that same bracket? They're not thinking of the fans either. Are we just guinea pigs that we're going to pay it anyway because we love the sport?
Well, I mean, it's going to come to the stage. Like, if they're going to double the amount of matches at the World Cup, right, that means double. If you want to go and see your team, say they played 3 matches, now then suddenly they're going to play 5 or 6 matches. That's extra cash to dish out. Very few people have got that. And the problem there is the fat cat corporates are going to sponsor these games, are going to buy the tickets for these games for their clients and whatever. But Joe Public probably can't afford them. You know, the ordinary man in the street has been pushed out. Like Roy Keane is dead right. The prawn sandwich brigade, they have been the ruination of football for a long, long time, and it's only going to get worse. You know, as they've got the money, whereas nobody else has. Like, you know, we were talking yesterday. I remember going to my first game at Villa Park. 7 and 6 to get into the stand, sitting in the stand.
I know.
Well, what gets you? What do you get for 37.5p nowadays? Nothing. Absolutely nothing at a football match.
You can get sweets now in the sweet shop for that.
Not at a Premiership ground, you couldn't.
Oh no.
You know, no, you couldn't. Be nothing. So like, it's money. It's the root of all evil, and it will continue to be so for football. And in the end, it's going to come to a nasty end. Now, it could be 20 years down the road, but it is going to come to a nasty end at some stage.
Yeah.
It just cannot continue.
No, I will go into it. Another question there, Phil. I want to welcome a few people in chat. We've got Carl Simpson. Big up, Carl, the troublemaker. He sits there at home, Philip, right, with his white cat, like Blofeld out the Bond films, right? And I can see him now. He's sitting in his sitting room. His missus is making his tea, and his kids are running around. And he's sitting there stroking his cat, thinking, how do I dominate the Premier League? How do I dominate the world? That's what he's thinking. So big up, Carl. He's also our chief person in here for troublemakers in the chat as well. So yeah, behave yourself. Carl's away. So he says football has not only eaten itself alive, it's on to coffee and tea after dinner. Yeah, exactly.
It's on for the after 8 minutes. It's on for the after 8 minutes at the minute.
Yeah. And Carl says, oh, hello, by the way. Oh, hello, Carl. We've got now watch yourself, Mia. Mia's in, Philip. Watch yourself, the boss is in.
I better behave myself.
Yeah, the head honcho's in. Mia from Spurs. Hello to all in the chat. Big up, Mia. Had a lovely chat with you earlier, Mia. It was nice talking to you. We've got this fella from THFC Till I Die. Good afternoon, everyone. And then he's also calling Mia the Jaffa Cake Don. So there you go, Mia. We've got big up to everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. Football.
No, that's a normal good afternoon. That's a normal good afternoon now.
Oh, Philip was trying to practice. Have to practice.
Yeah, okay. Right.
You know, I have to get up.
I like the comment.
I have to get up to your high standards of saying that. You're like another fella that says, let's get ready to rumble before the boxing or before the sports in America.
Yeah.
You're him. Yeah. You are actually him. And I have to get up to that high standard.
I haven't got my Dickie Bow and my suit on.
No, you may have to on the 23rd. Good afternoon. It's football. Does that count as does it, Philip? Count as cannibalism?
Cannibalism, eating itself. yeah, well, technically, I suppose, yeah, it will. It's greed from within. Yeah, you could say it would. Yeah.
We've got big up, everyone. Big up, Chris. Everyone, hope you're well. Watched your video last night, Chris. Absolutely loved it about the boxing and the F1. So please, everyone, go over to Chris's channel. Just put in the chat what it is, Philip. Chris and me, and we'll plug it as much as we can. It's a great little channel and a lovely lad as well. He's a Liverpool fan, Philip, but he's like Colin. He's a Liverpool fan you can have on any show because you'll get a sensible discussion. You really will. So big up to Chris.
That's true. That's very true.
Mia said it was a clocking nonsense. I like that. Big up. Chris is saying, call Philip Florentino Perez. He ain't under UEFA or FIFA. That's true. See, Philip is
sorry.
Philip's. If wonder when Philip's doing the hand signals right, he's actually he's at Leitrim Airport, and he's just landing the planes. That's what he's doing, and he's gone again. He always keeps going. This fella, I have to have a word with him. We've got Mia, hey Chris. We've got Carl Simpson, Philip Brady Core. I like that. That's a good one. We've got Dan Davenport. Hey, Dermot and Phil. Spurs being linked to killing JR from Ilin JR from. Yeah, we did pass that yesterday, Dan. I think it'd be a good shout. That for me. And then we've got Mia saying, Wayne Bonner, I'm good, thanks. How are you? Mia, did you get your Jaffa Cake money? Let us know in the chat. We've got Carl calling you Philip Brady Core.
That is.
Yeah. And then we've got Chris saying to call Philip Florentino Perez. He ain't in UEFA or FIFA. There you go.
Well, that's better than that. Yeah, I suppose not too bad. Chairman of Real Madrid or president of Real Madrid. Yeah.
Now, Mr. Brady, European, because it's the last rounds of the European Championship qualifiers this weekend. A lot of things up for grabs, Philip. A lot of playoff places. A lot of teams that could qualify. Now, England must beat Malta and North Macedonia to ensure a top seeding for Euro 2024. It's a win or bust for Wales, and Italy's hopes are hanging by a thread. So this is sort of what's happening, Philip. Now Wales' fate hangs in the balance as they grapple with Croatia for second place in Group D, knowing they are not guaranteed a playoff place after the Nations League debacle. Are you confident that Wales could get the job done against Croatia? Because Croatia are not really the same team they have been over the last, say, 6, 7, 8 years.
Still a better team than Wales, though. Croatia will win that match. Croatia will win. I know they haven't got Perisic. I don't know about Modric if he's playing for them. Probably still is, but no. Wales are a shadow of the team that they were, I think. So I think Wales will struggle. I cannot understand how England have to win those 2 matches. England won all their matches in the qualifying, bar one maybe. Maybe they won them all. So what you have to do to get top seed? You know, they've been absolutely quids in for top seed.
And of course,
Italy and Netherlands is tricky. Italy and Netherlands not going in. That'd be a huge loss if neither of them got.
Well,
through.
At the moment, Italy are in 3rd place in their group, in England's group. The Netherlands, of course,
they're
we're
in big
playing
trouble.
on Saturday.
They're in big trouble.
Yeah, and Netherlands that we're playing them on Saturday away. Now, there is a system, Philip. We'll go into it, but Ireland can still get into the playoffs. Now, Ireland are 26th in the world in the rankings, right?
No, we're not.
Norway
we're
are 20. No, in the European
56.
rankings, Philip. In the European rankings.
So I thought you said world rankings. Yeah.
No, I said European. We're 26. Norway are 25th. So it's really complicated, but sorry, I just mute you there, Philip. Sorry, I just mute you. I just put you on mute while you're talking. I just unmute and mute yourself. And Italy and Netherlands are also at risk of not qualifying automatically. Italy are currently 3rd in England's group and 3 points off Ukraine, while the Netherlands are in a dogfight with Greece for 2nd in Group B. So, look, where do you guys reckon on this? Do you think that the whole, do you think that the grouping system for the European Championships is not fairly done, or do you think that it should be only the top 2 teams, Philip? But look, I was just saying, Italy are currently 3rd in England's group, 3 points off Ukraine, while the Netherlands are in a dogfight with Greece. And we know that that's our group, Philip. So we know how well Greece have been playing. Are you surprised to see like the Netherlands and Italy struggling to qualify automatically? Would you thought when you looked at the groups that England and Italy will qualify at their group, and Netherlands and who else is in our group? And France will qualify. Would you think France and Holland would have qualified top 2 in our group? Are you surprised that these teams are struggling?
I'm surprised that you have to be a mathematician to work out who qualifies for this competition. It used to be very simple. Top 2 went through, and that's it. Nowadays, you can come 4th and still could get. I mean, I find this ridiculous. Really do. They should have kept it simple the way that, you know. I do. I find it ridiculous. Complicating something that's so simple. You know, okay, France and Holland should have walked our group, right?
Yeah.
England and Ukraine probably walked the other group, right? We're not going to qualify. I don't give it. Well,
do you really think Ukraine? I'm sorry, I just got a few people. We'll get to them in a minute now. Do you really think Ukraine would have qualified 2nd over Italy in that group? In England's group?
Yeah, I think Italy. I think Ukraine. Ukraine are a good team. I'd take Ukraine over Italy any day of the week.
Why?
At the moment, the way Italian football is.
Yeah, but
Italian team is not as patchy on what they used to be.
Well, Italy did win the last European Championships, Philip. They've been on a 37
4 years ago.
run.
That's 4 years ago. They're not doing well this time. They're not doing well at the moment, and that's all you can go on. Is that the results in this competition have not been good. They needed to beat England the last time, and they failed miserably. I'd love to see Italy do well because one of our own Destiny Adoji and Vicario, they're both in the squad. But I don't know. I would, the way things have been for the Ukraine, I would love Ukraine to go through because it gives the nation such a lift after all they're going through in Russia at the minute, you know. So leaving the football to one side, purely in an emotional thing, I'd love to see Ukraine get there. And they're the only team to hold England to a draw in the whole qualifying rounds, as far as I can get. I've seen Shakhtar Donetsk play at Spurs earlier in the season. Okay, I know we beat them 5-1, but they're very technical football. They're a nice football to watch, and that's why we saw them. Remember, we saw them beat Ireland at Lansdowne at the Aviva there last year. they played very well that day as well. So they're a good team, and I just like to see them get through for the sake of the people and give them a bit of a boost.
To be fair, a bunch of Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder could beat the Ireland team at the moment. To be fair, Philip.
Oh, you can listen. You can only beat what's in front of you, and they did.
Yeah, you could have Ray Charles in the back, Stevie Wonder in the middle, and a dead Elvis Presley in the midfield, and they beat Stephen Kenny's Ireland.
I thought Stevie Wonder was the manager.
Oh no, he's the striker. He's knocking them in.
Stevie Wonder Kenny.
Yeah, Stevie Wonder was just working on his superstition. You get it? Superstition,
okay.
the song.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
Well, at least Lee Sturville laughed. She found my joke funny. You're a hard audience.
Yeah, no, I am, but I'm just saying it as I see it. I'm seeing it as I see it. I mean, to me, now I love football. I love it, but to be honest with you, it's an overkill at the minute. There is too much of it, right? And we're only getting worse. We're expanding these tournaments for more matches.
You ask a younger person, right? This is true as gone. Look, I want to get through some of these comments, Philip, and then we'll come back to it. I've got a question, and look, it's no disrespect to you, but it is a funny thing you say that. I've got Wayne Bonner says, I'm all good, thanks, mate. Watching the stream and the Spurs 16-17 review at the same time. Cool.
Oh,
We've got Tottenham. He can do two things at once. A man that can multitask. Wow. Tottenham Tom, hi everyone, big up to you lads, big up Tottenham Tom. Love the little badge there on your YouTube, the mighty Irish bag, as we're the mighty boys in green as we march on. We've got Mia's been a member for 2 months. Big up Mia, thank you so much. It means a lot to me and Philip, and as well absolute great support. It helps us out when we need help. I'll tell you one thing, Philip, when we always need Mia, she's always there for us, isn't she? When we need her help or last minute.
Absolutely. And look, absolutely.
When I have got to say, when I was off with my poor mother-in-law passing away and all the health issues I came in, you and Mia really stepped up for me, and I'd be ever grateful for the pair of you, what you've done for me at that time.
Pleasure.
Big up to, she says, big up, definitely the best two cockatiers.
I thought they were dogs. Are they birds or dogs? I don't know. I've never been called that before.
Okay. We've got somebody agreeing with you, Philip, in their chat.
Don't sound so surprised, Dennis.
Yeah, and we've got KPV. Big up KPV. I tell you one thing, KPV. Philip. You could have a bad day. This man comes on YouTube, and you're happy. He puts a smile on your face. He is. Let us know who let the dogs out. And he says, big up my Irish brothers. Hope you're good. Well, KVP, we are fine. We're absolutely hunky-dory. And so who let the dogs out? We've got, oi, miss my members chat. I just read it out, Mia. Keep your hair on. She said that well before I read it out.
No, she was attending to Christian Romero's needs in the dungeon there. She was away for a while.
No, he's not called Romero. He's called Romo.
Oh, Romo.
That's his nickname.
Sorry.
Romo. It's Romo and Mia. Ukraine away, only game we didn't win. We drew 1-1. We've got Dan Devonport said, do you think Kenny will lose his job as Ireland manager? Already has, Dan, but we'll get back to that.
Is the Pope a Catholic?
Yeah, John Fitzpatrick, big up Mr. Fitzpatrick, my Irish brother. I think he's moved back home from Australia now. So big up, John. Welcome home.
Oh, good man.
And welcome back to welcome home, and hope you're finding your feet. I know it's not the weather you have in Australia, but you'll get used to it. It says Kenny should never have been manager of the Ireland team for me. He is holding us back. John, you asked Philip or Dave Harris. How long have I banging on with Stephen Kenny not being our manager? From absolutely day dot.
Only about 325 years.
Yeah. We've got KVP 2 years ago, actually. Big up KVP. We've got Mr. Box Office TV with Alex THFC. Big up, Alex. Hope you're doing well. So, do you know what, Philip? I met this guy a couple of times at Tottenham. He is a perfect gentleman. He really is he really is a lovely fella. He's great crack. And I love seeing him on YouTube. He makes me laugh. He's got the best smile on YouTube. He really does. And he says, I think Philip is speaking facts. Bang average, too many games. Football was better in the 1990s.
Yeah, it must. I'll expand on my theory on that. We used to have match of the day highlights, right? FA Cup, they might show that live, the big match or whatever, and the occasional European game live. And you look forward to them. But now you can have football on telly 5 nights a week. And you could be watching the Welsh League or the German League or the Scottish League or any sort of La Liga. It's end-to-end football, wall-to-wall football, and too much of a good thing can be boring, you know? So, okay, there's always the big matches you want to watch. But, like, I'd rather watch Chelsea versus Man City the other day, right, than watch Luton versus Sheffield United, if you know where I'm coming from.
But that'd be more interesting than... That could be more interesting than Chelsea Man United, because they could cancel each other out, and you could get say Luton against Nottingham Forest could be a cracker of a game.
No, what I'm trying to say to them is in the past they would have shown Chelsea versus Manchester United or Chelsea versus Man City. There wasn't a hope of you seeing Luton versus Sheffield United. Now you can see all the games, whereas it used to be the top games, and they were good mostly. But now you can watch every game, and there's been, let's face it, a lot of the Sky Sports dress up a lot of these games as great games, but literally they bore the pants off you, a lot of them. They're not great. So for every good game on Sky, there's 2 or 3 very mediocre ones.
You look on a Saturday, Philip, right? You've got the Scottish League at 12:30 or whatever. TNT, you've got a Premier League team at 12:30. Then you've got Premier Sports, got the game at 3. Then you've got, like, Super Saturday on Sky Sports. Then you've got the 5:30 game. Then you've got La Liga, the game with the
something like that.
La Liga on TNT. You've got the French League on TNT as well. We've got the German League on Sky. You've got hang on.
The Wexford Ladies then comes on at midnight.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, Philip watches that religiously. I know he does.
Never miss it. Never miss it.
No, you don't miss it. Yeah, there's a lot more goes on to that show than Philip's letting on. You've got then South American football on some other channel. Then, do you know what I mean? You are right. There is too many football on TV. It was like, I remember as a kid growing up, you had Match of the Day, you had the big match on ITV every Sunday for the Premier League game on a Sunday, right? You had then Match of the Day live on the odd occasion, where you always had Match of the Day on the Saturday. So where do you think Philip, it's gone wrong in your view? Do you think it's just, why is nobody complained about it? If you're finding
it's complaining about it.
This is why
I'll tell you why.
Hang on, let's get this to it. Is it a generational thing? Do you think the youngsters love it because they're so enthralled in their football, so they don't care? But when you get to our age, we sort of get a bit bored of it. Is it a generational thing?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. I never thought of it that way. I mean, all I know is to watch football now, you have to lash out, whether 60 or 70 quid a month on Sky Sports to watch Sky Sports. Otherwise, you don't see the matches, really. And no, I don't think it's generational. I just think it's overkill. It's too much. And the fact now that the World Cup is going to be expanded to, 112 teams? Is it?
Don't.
Do you know what I mean? It's going to be wall-to-wall football. It's going to cause more marriage breakups in 2 years' time when the World Cup comes. Oh, no, can't go out tonight, love. There's a match on. Can't go out tomorrow night, all the night after that, because there's a match on. It's going to cause havoc. It really is, Unless the big sale in second TVs in houses. That's the only thing.
Yeah. Carl Simpson says, "Well done, Damo. You made 20 minutes before you mentioned Stephen Kenny." Yeah.
Yeah, it was training.
Haven't finished there yet either. My God, Dermot, the South Africa versus Australian cricket match is going to be crazy.
Yeah, I'm just watching it here. Australia need 9 runs to win from 6 overs, and we've got 3 wickets left. They'll win it. I'd say they may have won it already. This is a bit behind.
Yeah.
But,
big up Dan Devonport. Big up to Mia. We've got Wayne Bonney. Stephen Kenny. Who the beep is Stephen Kenny? He's living next door to Alice. There you go. Oh, I thought Dermot was Kenny favourites manager, says Wayne. No. Look, I've been banging this drum since the Ukraine game. I've been banging. I even said it the Ukraine game. Get him out. I went to the Norway game last year, Philip, with Dave and Ollie, right? And a fella sat next to me, lovely lad. And all he did for the whole match was try to explain to me why Stephen Kenny was the right man for the job. I mean, that was bizarre. Yeah. I thought Kenny was David's favourite manager. He always seems to speak so highly and politely of him. He couldn't fucking manage his way out of a paper bag. We've got big up Lisa from Mexico. Big up Lisa. Big up Dermot and Philip. Good afternoon. I think you're going near Mexico, aren't you, Philip? Next week or the week after?
I'm going to be in Huatulco on the west coast. I'm going to be in Cozumel on the east coast of Mexico. Yeah. So just for a few hours each trip. Yep.
We've got Michael McDonald. Big up, Michael, the big Celtic fan from Scotland. Says, afternoon, chaps. Big up, Michael. I hope you're doing well. What are you thinking of Celtic this season so far? They're not the same without. They're not the same, are they, Philip? They're different without
No,
Ange.
they're not. But they're still going to win the league.
Yeah, of course they are.
So,
But
yeah, they're not. They're not as fluent as they were under Ange. Not as fluent.
No.
They're not as good to watch.
No.
Still watch
Thank
them,
you
though.
for thank you for giving the Ange to us. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you. We've got Carl Simpson, Wayne, Stephen Kenny is his man. He's remade the song "Take My Breath Away" to take my breath away. Kenny. Thank God he's going. That Dermot, I remember Channel 4 had, so do I actually, had the Serie A rights in the 90s when Gaza went to Lazio. I remember that. That was around time Maradona. Look, I'm going to say something to you here, Philip, right? We've watched a lot of football around the world, right? Apart from the Premier League, which other European league would you think is the best league, second best league in the world? Take the Premier League out of it.
No, probably
Really?
Spain. I think Spain. Yeah, Spain. Maybe Spain. Italy used to be, because Barcelona and Real Madrid are always good to watch. And they've got Atletico Madrid. They've got a few decent teams in Spain. You know, so whereas Germany, you've got Dortmund, you've got Bayern Munich, you've got maybe Red Bull. What do you call them? Leipzig, and a couple of others. And after that, they're farmers. Harry Kane scored twice against a team last Saturday I never even heard of. And there they are in the Bundesliga, you know, so that's the sort of thing. Harry Kane will score 50 goals this season, and no problem.
That's the question I want to ask you, Philip, as well. Do you think, have you been impressed with Kane's start in the Bundesliga, or do you think it? Look, it was mentioned on TalkSport the other day. Simon Jordan said that Harry Kane could. The Bundesliga is so easily to score 21 goals out of 19 games, right? Do you find you more impressed with Harry Kane's start in the Bundesliga, or do you think just because it's a Bundesliga? Do you know them?
The Bundesliga for Harry Kane is a step down, in my opinion.
Yeah,
this quality. The Premiership is a far better league than the Bundesliga, which means Harry Kane is playing against players not as good as in the Premier League. Which means for a striker of his quality, he's going to score lots of goals, which he's proved. He's breaking all sorts of records in Germany. He will continue to do so. Put him back in the Premiership this season, I guarantee Harry Kane wouldn't have scored more than 8 goals, 7 or 8 goals. He's more than double that in the Bundesliga. So he was right to go there from a goal-scoring point of view, but bear in mind, he's scoring against mostly lesser opposition than he's playing week in and week out in the Premiership. So, you know, good luck to him, fella. Good luck to him.
Yeah. No, so let me put it this way, Philip. Winning the Bundesliga or winning the European, would it mean more for him to win to win something in the Premier League or England, or win something in Germany?
It's far harder to win the Premiership than it is in Germany. If you're playing for Bayern Munich, you're expected to win the league. If you don't win the league, there's something wrong.
Are they?
They will be. Give them a chance. They will be. They'll win the league this season.
Well, they're already out for cup competition already. Germany, Bayern Munich.
They're still in the league. They will win the league. And
I don't think they will.
That point, well, who's going to beat them?
Who's ever above them?
Yeah, but whoever's above them isn't going to stay there forever. It's going to be the usual thing, but they'll wear them down. They're starting to play very well at the moment, score lots of goals, so they'll win it, no problem. But as for going back to winning in the Premiership, winning the Premiership is a lot harder than winning the Bundesliga.
Well, at the moment, Philip, right, I'd give it now. We've got Bayern Leverkusen on top on 31 points, 10 wins out of 11 games, 1 draw, unbeaten. And Bayern Munich are second on 29 points with 2 draws and 9 wins out of 11 games.
Well, there's one game, they drew a game they should have won. It is now. It won't be later on.
Yeah. And Harry Kane he scored 17 goals already for Bayern Munich.
Never been done before in that many games in Germany.
Gosri for Stuttgart's on 15. He's only 2 behind Harry Kane.
So, but Harry Kane is no one's ever scored 17 goals at this stage of the season in the Bundesliga. So, and they will continue to grind it out. They'll win the league. They win the league because if they're not ahead in January, they'll buy players in January, and they will be ahead in May. Just the way it happens.
So
they're the Man City of the Bundesliga.
Right. Look, Harry Kane going to Bayern Munich. I don't have a problem with that. If he wanted to go, let him go. But I just feel winning something there, it's not the same as winning something in the Premier League. I think winning something in the Premier League or in England will mean more to him than winning a trophy in
and
Germany.
it's harder. As I said, it's much harder to win the Premiership than it is to win the Bundesliga if you're playing for a top team.
Yeah, do you Bayern Munich could win the Champions League this year? For what we've seen,
probably not. Probably not.
Who's your tip for the Champions League this year?
They'll probably go Manchester City again.
You reckon City can reclaim it?
Yeah, I will do.
Yeah. I think Real Madrid are going to win it this year. I just think that
they got close last year. I think it's either City or Real Madrid. One of those two will win it.
I tell you one thing: that Bellingham, what a player he is, Philip. That fella's on a different planet. Jude Bellingham. Honest to God, he really is. We've got Wayne Bonner here, a member for 10 months, Philip, nearly a year of a member of this channel. Thank you so much, Philip. Do you want to say anything to Wayne?
Good man, Wayne.
No, seriously, 10 months.
No, thanks, Wayne. No, seriously, it's great. Yeah. It's great to see the long-standing members that can put up with our waffling on at times. So well done, Wayne, and hopefully another 10 months or more in you.
It means a lot to us, doesn't it, Philip? It really does.
It does, it does.
And if you want to look, we are gonna start some member stuff after Christmas. So pick up your memberships. Next week, Philip, they're going down to $1.99 for the week, aren't they? For new members.
That's right. Yeah, 1 week.
And then
special offer.
And then special, and also for the members that have already got memberships, we're going to do a little special member shows for you guys, and we'll do something. He said, let's give Kenny a paper bag and see if he actually can manage his way out of it.
Probably couldn't.
No.
Probably
That's
true.
Yeah. We've got Lisa says Consemblo is my neighbor. Used to live on the West Coast. But not too close to Hotu. I was Kobu. Enjoy. Yeah, sorry, Philip. Do you want to read that? Go on.
Enjoy Cosimo going snorkeling. No, I won't be going snorkeling. No, I don't think so. I've actually got a tour booked there. I'm going down in a submarine, 100 feet below the ground, 100 feet below the surface, looking at wrecks. It should be interesting.
You're going to try to find the Titanic?
Yeah. It's moved to Mexico. It floats along the seabed to Mexico.
We've got Michael McDonald, Greenwich, Germany, the best league in Europe. We've got Carl saying Germany's the best league in Europe. I think the Spanish league is. I think the Spanish is more. I love the German league for its fans. I think the fans are mental.
Yeah, the fans are great. Oh, they're brilliant. The German fans
bring
really
the beer into the ground and everything.
No, sure enough.
Do you know
they behave themselves mostly, you know.
Yeah, we've got Carl says Mr. Sketches still won't win the Champions League. No, he won't. Chris says Kane can score a lot of goals in all leagues. Yeah, that's true. Good. Chris is also saying Dortmund were top when Tuchel came in at Bayern. Shock horror, Dortmund bottled it on the final. I remember
they did. They did. They
bottled
it.
What were we doing that day, Philip? We were doing a watch along or around the grounds, and you were coming telling us update what was happening in the German league.
Yeah, because I was watching the Dortmund game on TV, and they bottled it. I mean, all they had to do was win the last match.
We've got Xabi Alonso doing bits as manager at Leverkusen. Let's see what happens when he steps up. That's true, Chris. Chris is also saying Bayern Munich sacked bridesmaid Nagelsmann for dropping to second in February, close March. They have an elite standards to do. And then Chris says, I think it's a wide open Champions League, to be honest. Do you really think Man City can retain their title?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think that's their ultimate aim this season. I don't think the Premiership is okay. They'll go for it as well, but I think they're vulnerable. If they concentrate on the Champions League, they could be vulnerable in the Premiership.
I can see.
I think they'll still win it.
But I don't think so. It's much harder to win the Premier League than the Champions League.
Yeah, right enough. It is in a way. Yeah. When you think about it.
I love the waffling. I can waffle with the best wafflers when I'm in a waffling mood.
You're good company here then, Carl.
Yeah, Philip does a lot of waffling. Kane went to win the Champions League, possibly a Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, well, he could win the Golden Boot, all right, if he keeps going the way he is.
$1.99 only fans. It's Dermo party time. And then Wayne's saying $1.99 only fans could be interesting, Carl Simpson. Sod the paria. Now, Philip, let's get back to the European qualifiers. Now, 20 teams from across the 10 groups will get an automatic ticket to the final tournament, but only 3 of the 12 can advance via the playoffs, which depends on the nation's league ranking, which we didn't do very well at, Philip, to be fair.
No.
So these are the teams that have already qualified: Austria, Belgium, England, France, Portugal, Scotland, which I'm really shocked, but over delighted with.
I'm delighted
Spain
for them.
and Turkey.
Delighted for them. Yeah, I'm
Any
delighted for
teams so
Scotland.
far that have surprised you that have qualified already, Philip? Any teams in there that surprised us? Think,
Well,
you know what, I
Scotland
didn't
has to
expect
be a
that.
surprise.
Mm.
Scotland has to be a surprise. They've got there, and no, the rest, Austria maybe, but no. The rest of them, you expect them to be Belgium, France, England, Portugal, Spain, the usual suspects, really.
Now, Ireland. On now, me and Philip went through this before we started the show. That's where we were late. We just couldn't get our heads around this.
I can't understand it. I just cannot. It's Albert Einstein in the chat there. Maybe he can give us an answer, because you need to be a top mathematician to work this one out.
Let's see, can we work this out, guys? Right, Ireland are able to qualify directly. No shit there, right? We are relying upon a spot in the playoffs to reach Germany. However, they need as many teams above them in the Nations League rankings to qualify for the Euros automatically to free up a spot in the playoffs. The Dutch are one of those nations that would limit Ireland's chances of securing a knockout tie where they miss out on direct qualification. A win for Ronald Koeman's side in Amsterdam on Saturday guarantees them second place behind France above Greece. So what they're saying there, Philip, is Ireland are better off losing that game. So then it's Holland are one of them, you know.
Lose a match to qualify. That's a new one.
Yeah. Now, to recap, for Ireland to have a chance of playoff, right, this is the complicated bit, right? Switzerland must finish in the top 2, while Israel need to pick up 6 points to no more, right, than 1 for Romania, or 4 points if Romania loses both of the final fixtures. Ultimately, though, the coup de grace, which means the final nail in the final coffin, could be delivered by Ireland around 9:30 tonight. But yeah, no, I did say for Ireland. By around 9:30 tonight, if Iceland failed to win in Bratislava.
Jesus.
So,
I mean, shoot me now, will you? Because this is just too complicated. It's ridiculous.
No,
you know, it's mad. Where's the top 2 qualify, and that's it?
You wait to the qualifications for the World Cup, Philip. You're going to need a degree in maths and.
Well, you need one now.
Yeah,
you need one now for this, really. To be honest, please, Iceland lose tonight, and let's put us out of our misery, because, you know, not that anybody. I can just imagine everyone's at the match on Saturday night. Final whistle goes. Out come the calculators. Trying to work out who got what.
Yeah, honest to God.
Oh, I love
now.
it.
Did you hear the latest? Right. There was an interview,
God,
right? Do you remember the German defender? What's his name?
Carl, what's his name?
DT Man, right? Says that Ireland Ireland should go for Roy Keane as the next manager, right? And I'm reading the article thinking, oh, that's good. He's boosting up Roy Keane, Ireland manager. No, it's because Ireland don't have a sponsor, and if they appoint Roy Keane, 5 or 6 sponsors will come along at once. Then the men's side, the men's side don't have a sponsor, which is.
Are you really surprised?
Really? You can imagine Nike coming in now, Mr. President of the FAI. Now, we'll give you this chuckload of money. Who've you got, manager? Stephen Kenny. Yeah, can we have our money back, please? We're going somewhere else. I swear to God, right, that whoever thought appointing Stephen Kenny as manager was a good idea, there must have been drunk in a pub in Dublin somewhere who come up with that brain. What was the brains behind it? Seriously.
Money, because he's cheap. Actually, I've got a good sponsor for the Irish football team.
Viagra?
Matthew's Undertakers. Yeah. Why not? I
am telling you. Whoever thought Stephen Kenny was a good choice for Ireland manager, they must have been out of their fucking minds.
He did well with the under-21s, and whoever dreamt up that scheme when Mick McCarthy was stand to one side, I guarantee if Mick McCarthy had been allowed to stay on, I mean, okay, we might not have qualified, but I'll tell you one thing, we'd be in a damn sight better position than we are now.
I tell you one thing, Mick McCarthy would have done a better job.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
They should have left him in for the playoffs for the World Cup. We might have qualified for that with Mick McCarthy. And then they're bringing in this stupid Egypt, right, who's now been linked with the Lincoln City job, by the way. So good luck to Lincoln City.
Right, Philip, you're on the clock, by the way. No, you're on the clock. I'm timing you. I'm giving you another 30 seconds on Stephen Kenny, and that's it.
And the man that has been Ireland manager for the last 4 years hasn't done very well, Philip. And
I know it will make your day. I know it will make your day, right? What? Stephen Kenny was made manager of Lincoln City, and his first signing was Eric Dyer.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
That would make you very happy, wouldn't it?
Oh,
that would make you very happy.
It would be hallelujah, hallelujah. Bring down Moses and Jesus and Mary and all of them. Make it happen, please. And the wee donkey. Never forget the wee donkey.
The wee donkey is right.
I'll tell you one thing, Philip. Right, that poor little wee donkey, right, never gets mentioned. Only once a year. That little wee donkey.
What his relatives play for Ireland on a regular basis.
Yeah, they do. They're playing the back four. Now, you go through that. You go through the England team, right? And people moan about Gareth Southgate, right? And being a boring manager and England being boring. But you've got to a World Cup semi-final, a European Championship final, and a World Cup quarter-final.
Yeah.
Compared to us, Philip, they've got a genius in charge compared to what we've got.
Yeah, no. Time's up. Anyway, he's only for 2 more matches, Dermot. Then you can dance on his grave if you like.
So who do you think will come in, Philip? Though realistically, though, being serious now, who
Gus
do you think
Poyet.
is named?
Gus Poyet, I think, is in the.
Do you really think he'd be the next manager of Ireland?
I think he'd be excellent for Ireland. I think he would be very good. Look what he's done with Greece.
I don't. I want Roy Keane to be brought in as manager.
But that's not going to happen, Dermot, because Roy Keane has already been there as an assistant to Martin O'Neill. Do you remember? And Roy Keane and the FAI together would be like mixing dynamite with jelly night. There'd be an explosion after about 5 minutes.
I still want him in charge. I want him there.
I'd love him. I'd love him to be in charge. I'd love him to be in charge, but I very much doubt it's going to happen. That's all I'm saying. You know.
Yeah. Carl says, Dermot, they have said they will give Ireland a place for the finals right now, but only the way you get it. The only way you get it is Stephen Kenny has to be in charge. What do you do? Let me think. Hang on. Let me think. Thank you,
no place in the finals.
Yeah, thank you, UEFA. We have to decline your invitation of a place in the final. Stephen Kenny, pack your bags and go. And Wayne says, "Oh, that's cruel, Carl Simpson." Carl is. I swear to God, he's sitting in his sitting room with his white cat, like Blofeld, thinking devious plots against us, Philip. That's what he's doing. Chris is laughing so hard he's rolling around his bedroom, running around. He can't stop laughing. We've got Michael McDonald saying, "Are you a poll voter?" Yeah, Philip was.
He says, "No."
How do you know my name is Walter? That's a good one.
That's like airplane. Airplane. Surely you can land that plane somewhere. Yes, I can, but don't call me Shirley. Yeah.
Carl Simpson, Ireland sponsored by Subway. Footlong for when 6 inches.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, Lord God. Trust them. Trust Carl. We've got Chris says the Nation League is here to stay. It's technically going to be a third international tournament behind the World Cup and Euros. I'd rather have a Nation League than friendlies, but that's the point, Philip. Friendlies are still here. So rally.
They are. I mean, you played 2 games, one a friendly and one a competitive.
Yeah.
You know? Okay, there are weak international breaks where you do have 2 competitive matches, but why, in God's name, if you only have one, why do you risk the players by playing futile friendlies? Like Ireland playing New Zealand on Tuesday night. What is the point? Really? You know, give the players a day off.
It's a give a send off to James McLean. It's his final
sure it was
game.
Organized. So. It was organized, yeah, but it was organized before that came around, you know. So
no,
it's
knew that's why nicely it was for him. Yeah. They knew he was retiring.
But there was always a friendly mooted for that Tuesday night, Dermot. It was just, the opposition was to be advised. There's always going to be a game. It's only New Zealand have been announced recently. But fair play to McLean. He deserves a send-off. He does. Mind you, do a double send-off on the same night, can't they?
Yeah. No, you don't ruin James McClain's name with Stephen Kenny. That man, right? I give him credit.
Oh, here we go again. No, McClain you're talking about. Oh, yeah, sorry. I thought it was the other fella again.
No, he stands by his beliefs, Philip, for all the stick he's got and his family have got from fans and letters and social media and all this. I hope he gets a great send off. I think he's been a great player for us. We've got Carl Simpsons. How many have we won through? Same as Ireland, probably Kane. And then Michael says, "Did you fall? No, I'm trying to break a bar of chocolate in my back pocket." Now, look, we've got here another bit of news here, Philip. Casement Park. The IFA chief appeals to Northern Ireland football fans to back the Euro 2028 games at Belfast venue. Look, you said at the time, Philip, when we got the European Championships, that you felt this could be a little bit of a thorn in the side of our bid. Do you still think the same, or do you think that they will work it out in the end?
I don't think it's going to affect. We're going to get games anyway, regardless whether Casement Park works out. If Casement Park doesn't work out, they'll move it to another venue in England or Wales or something like that. So no, it won't be an issue. I think the biggest issue is the political football that it's become in the north. Like obviously the nationalist community would love to see the place converted, and the Windsor Park Brigade, if you like, are scared of their life to come to West Belfast to watch a soccer match. Because, I don't know if you know Belfast, Dermot, but
I do, yeah.
Where Windsor Park is situated is a heavily loyalist area, right? Where if you're wearing a Celtic shirt, you don't go near it. But whereas Casement Park is in East Belfast, around Andersonstown, and that's the Republican enclave. So you're going to have the Northern Ireland soccer fans who are predominantly Protestant, let's face it, because the Catholics in the north all support our team. So it's going to be an issue whether those boys will actually go to the matches or not. So it's a catch-22 situation, and it's going to. And plus, again, they've got to get the funding because the Northern Ireland executive isn't working at the moment. So there's no one there to rubber stamp any grants or funding for this place.
Surely, then UEFA have to step in and sort this out. Then, because they have given it, Philip, to Scotland. They have given it to Scotland, Wales, Scotland, England, Wales, Northern Ireland, and Ireland.
Yeah, that's right.
Then do you take Northern Ireland out of that, or are they already in it because they're part of the UK, which they shouldn't be? But
they're in it because of the UK. I know, but think about this: the only thing they could do if Casement Park doesn't come to fruition, they'll have to spend money on Windsor Park, which will keep the present football fans very happy because Windsor Park does need money spent on it. But let's see how that one pans out. That's going to be one for the politicians to sort out before.
And last bit of news here, Philip: Israel to play home games, the Euro 24 qualifier in Hungary because of what's happening in the.
That's hardly surprising. Yeah, that's hardly surprising.
Yeah, it isn't. But you look at Ukraine; they've carried on playing their home games in Poland. It can be done, but should team right? This is my question then, Philip. Should teams or countries, right, that are in some sort of a war, all right, with another country, right? Should FIFA and UEFA say, look, while this is going on, you cannot enter a major tournament because if you've got to have a game, there are games played at home, Philip, you're going to make sure that team is security safe to go there.
But you won't play the games at home. The games will always be played away, like Ukraine's games will play away.
Yeah, but I don't think personally I don't think Israel should be allowed in, like Russia are not allowed in. I don't think Ukraine should be allowed to go in because of what's happening. Look, it's nobody's fault, but you cannot guarantee people's safeties, Philip. Even though you are playing,
but you're not playing it. You're not playing the games. You're not playing the games in the West Bank or the Gaza Strip, or in Tel Aviv. You're playing them in a neutral country, which is safe. So Ukraine played their matches in Poland and elsewhere. That's fair enough. Israel are doing the same in Hungary, and let's say you can't kick Israel out of the competition for what happened.
I knew you were gonna say that, so I'm gonna swing something at you. Then I knew you were gonna say that. Right, you look at Yugoslavia in 1992, qualified for the European Championships. All right, were banned from it because the war was happening in Yugoslavia at the
Why?
time.
Why were they banned? Because they invaded another country. Why was Russia banned? Because they invaded another country. Why Israel are retaliating? No, I know what they're doing is wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not supporting them on this, but on a purely point of law, they have done nothing wrong to stop them getting kicked out of the European Championships. You know, they've gone back. They would, if they'd have gone into Gaza first, then yes, they would have been. There would have been a point. But they haven't invaded another country. They are retaliating for an invasion of their country. So technically, while they're wrong in what they're doing, totally wrong. So, in the eyes of the law, they've done nothing wrong as regards.
So if you're saying Russia was banned, then why should? And Chris makes the point in the chat. And I'm going to bring you. Very funny, Carl. Why should the sports people of them countries be brushed with the same as what am I trying to say? What am I trying to say? Yeah. Why should the people that like the footballers and the runners and that, why are they being punished for something they haven't done? Yeah,
but their country has. Their leaders have, and you cannot differentiate. You cannot differentiate. So, okay, they let Russia play. They let Russia play in previous tournaments, not going under in the Olympics and stuff, or not under a neutral flag. So they have let Russian athletes compete in things. The Russian football team cannot be allowed because of the aggression of their government. They can't.
Yeah. So Chris points here. Well, this is the point. It's not Israel's players or staff, or it's like Russia, and I agree with that. Yeah. It's not. It's the people at the top. It's their fault. Russia, we've seen it in all sports. Mazepin got removed from F1. Yeah, he was useless. I agree with you. And a few Belarus tennis players too. Now, you see in the Olympics, Philip, they're allowed to compete, but they're allowed to compete under a neutral flag, under the Olympic flag. Surely UEFA or FIFA could come up with a way of coming up with a solution to that as well, that footballers can play under a FIFA flag or a UEFA flag, like they do in the Olympics.
That's surely impossible. Olympic athletes are in the. Because Olympic athletes are competing for themselves. They're individual athletes, right? You bring a team that's supposed to be playing for Russia in the European Nations League. You can't play for anyone else. You've got to play for Russia. You can't play for the team that might be Russia if they weren't such bad boys. It's not feasible in a team game. It's not feasible in a team game.
Well, there is team games in the Olympics. There's badminton. There's swimming.
Have they been allowed? Swimming is a relay thing. Football is different in so much as football, you cannot represent your country, be named and change your name to another country. You've got to represent Russia or nothing else. And that's why Russia were kicked out. Because they're Russia and they're Russia. A lot of sports will allow the occasional athlete in, and a lot of other competitors don't like it. They do not like the Russians to be there because they support Ukraine. You know? It's the same thing.
Look, I'm not going along the politics side of it, but the point I'm trying to get at is, you look at the Olympics, right? They're all representing a country in the Olympics or in the World Championships. They're representing a country, right? You've got these people that are coming in represented under the Olympic, under like an independence sort of thing, under the Olympic flag, so they're independents, but they're still representing somebody. Look, I just feel it's unfair that sports people on any country, that if your leader does something, you as a sports person who's trained for 4 years to get to a tournament, or you've trained to get to an Olympics, are banned for it of no fault of your own. So surely there should be a mechanism within there to say, okay, if you want to participate in these Olympics or a World Cup or something, there should be some mechanism within football to say, okay, you can play under, if your team qualifies, you can play under a neutral flag. That's what they do in the Olympics. So why is it different in football, say for the Olympics?
Because the groundswell because you're talking about the most popular game in the world, football, right?
Yeah.
You're talking about you put a Russian team in under any other name, and I guarantee every other football association in Europe will object to it because they support Ukraine. right? It's different in the Olympics because you're talking small teams or individuals, right? And they're being allowed in by the Olympic Committee under sufferance, really, that they change their country's allegiance to something else. And somebody put there, the boxers have to change to Canada. You can't do that with a soccer team. You can't do that with a soccer team. And personally, I think every Russian athlete should be banned out of everything. And I'm sorry, but that's my opinion. I think it's the pariah state that's caused nothing but unrest in the world. Putin is a monster.
Philip,
I mean,
look,
we're not going to get into that, but that's
no. But we could just step back from that. But I understand what you're saying, all right. But I don't think if you've trained for something for 4 years, I think it's really unfair that you have no control of what your government or what country's doing. You've trained you've dedicated, you've made sacrifices for 4 years to go to an Olympics, and you're not allowed to go because of what your country. That person should not. The people that are doing it should be held responsible, Philip.
Well, I'm quite right. Yeah, but I mean, there's casualties in war, and the sports people are casualties of that. They can change their religion. They can move to another country and become naturalized there, like the rugby players do in Ireland. Look at Bundy Aki, the New Zealand guy. They can do that if they're acceptable. But I don't listen. You and me is not going to solve it. But at the moment, Russia are out, and that's going to stay that way.
Ian Ferguson says, point taken, but Ukraine is substantially larger than Israel. Yeah, it is. Carl says, are you trying to find an Irish loophole again to get into the tournament? No. Well, this is the point. It's not an Israeli players and stuff. We've read that. Boxers, do. Chris says the countries going at war with each other. I don't think it's fair to stop sports people from one country from competing, but let another country that's also in the world compete. That's a fair point. And then with lots of propaganda going on both wars, innocent lives all taken in for respective country it is. But look, Philip, look, we're going to go on to FIFA and very quickly, and UEFA and the Champions League. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. This is what we're going to talk about tonight. One of the subjects, Philip. Just want to get your thoughts on it very quickly. Look, this is the reason why I think that football is eating itself alive. Because if you look at this is the Champions League for next season. Now, we worked out yesterday, what was it, 13 games to get to a final, didn't we? We worked out, this season's Champions League. It's 17 games will have to be played to get to a final. Yeah, it's gone up from 32 to 36. So total number of matches has gone from 125 to more than 200.
And also that means if you've got a player, an international player, right, or a player in the Champions League team who's playing in a 38-game Premiership, gets to the Champions League final, that's 55 games. Goes to the semi-final of the League Cup, that's another 5 or 6, that's 60. And the FA Cup, you could end up playing 65 to 66 games a season in a 40 weeks. It's a game and a half a week.
Yeah.
Plus internationals and friendlies.
Plus internationals on top of that.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's far too big. It should be left the way it is. It's enough the way it is.
And look, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the World Cup as well, Philip. That expansion. We're going to talk about it's a too many tournaments. We're going to ask the question tonight, Philip. Should the League Cup be disbanded because of is there too many tournaments in the Premier League? Should one competition go? That's that's something I want to discuss tonight with you guys. Look, Philip, we're going to talk a lot. We're going to really tackle this tonight. Do you feel very quickly that football welfare has now been forgotten about?
Well, it's certainly not as high on the agenda as it was. I mean, players are put under an awful lot of pressure. And what's going to happen there's going to be more injuries, which is going to reduce the viewing pleasure for the likes of us. And look, we've lost Van de Ven and Madison due to injuries. Right now, they're two vital players. It's going to happen to every other team in the Premiership. If you play too many matches, injuries are going to come, and it's going to dilute the viewing pleasure of a lot of the people, and also dilute your team's chances of winning anything if your best players keep getting injured. So the welfare has not been neglected, but it's certainly not being enhanced.
Well, listen, we are going to leave it there. Me and Philip, of course, are back at 9 o'clock tonight. Look, we are going to talk about the Champions League. We're going to talk about player welfare. We'll talk about UEFA and FIFA. We're going to talk about the World Cup. We're going to talk about, we're going to do it as a discussion. Should the League Cup now be disbanded? Because are there too many tournaments? And about player welfare. Are players now not being looked after? And also, Philip, should they have it in Scotland and most Europe as well? Should there be a winter break around Christmas time? Should the fixture?
But there is
Christmas...
one. There is one this year. Isn't
no.
There's a week, I think, in January. I think so. We'll check that out.
Yeah, but
I think there is.
Yeah, but Philip, I'm talking about getting rid of the whole Christmas period altogether.
Oh no, no! There's too much. No, in all fairness, the Christmas football is normally probably the best part of the year for it separates the men from the boys at the top of the league. Well, but I think there is a break in January. Yeah,
I think they should. You look at Scotland, you look at most leagues in Europe that have 2 or 3 weeks off around Christmas time. I think the Premier League has to follow suit because it will help the national teams. I think it would help England if they got. But then you see,
Dermot, the problem you've got, doing a 3-week break this winter is you've got the European nations thing coming up in the summer, which reduces the time off for the players.
Yeah, but
it gives them a break at one end. It gives them a break at one end and takes it away from the other end. So it's kind of it's a catch-22 thing, you know.
Look. It's something we're going to discuss. Look, it's my opinion. I think there should be. I know you probably disagree, and everyone would disagree, but it's my opinion. I think there should be a winter break put in. But look, we're on tonight at 9. Of course, myself and Philip, Mia, Ash from Southbury Coys, and Colin from Full-Time Sports Network. We're going to have a lively debate about this. Look, Philip, anything else you want to add today before we go? I just want to say
no. I'll say we'll discuss that tonight. We'll discuss all those tonight.
Yeah. So please join in at 9 o'clock. Thank you to everyone that's come in today. Thank you to our members as well who have rejoined. Well, thank you to Wayne Bonner. Thank you to KVP. Thank you to Mia as well. Big up to you all. Thank you to everyone that's been in the chat. Me and Philip do appreciate you all. We've got a lot of new stuff coming up now in the next few weeks. We've got a lot of stuff coming up over Christmas as well. We're doing watch-alongs. We're doing our pre-game thoughts. Me and Philip to the Ireland game on Saturday. Doing our predicted lineup. We're going to do we're going to do the watch along on Saturday. I don't know if Philip's joining me for that. I don't know because he's going away on Sunday, but we will work that out. I will be on Sunday and I will be doing the watch along for the New Zealand game as well on Tuesday for Stephen Kenny's last game in charge. Yay. I'm going to call it the happy days for Stephen Kenny away. But listen, guys, Chris, just very quickly, Philip, no, I'm in high school. I want both cups to stay. Carl, come in later. Let's have a discussion about that. United have lost Casemiro and Eriksen and Holland. It happens to all teams. That's true. And then Chris is saying, I take both sides and play welfare. I take to shut up and get on with it when you're crying for more games. And then sometimes it's too many games. Look, we're going to get down to that tonight, Philip. Thank you for coming on, Philip. Thank you for joining me as always.
Right. See you later.
Yeah. Well, that's it. We are going. And as always, come on, you Spurs. In Philip Tom Jones we trust.
Jesus.